CBS News Bay Area Afternoon Edition with Ann Makovic.
Right now on the afternoon edition, trouble on the tracks. BART service is halted on a major stretch between the East Bay and the South Bay at this hour. Thanks for joining us this Friday. Right now, there is no BART service between the Hayward and Berryessa stations. Officials say they suspect vandalism.
It's too early to say at this point. We're so focused on making the repairs and getting our crews there. We don't have that level of detail. But again, we are concerned that this is suspected vandalism based upon the initial information that we have.
So our Veronica Macias live right now at the Hayward BART station. I know you've been hearing from a lot of frustrated BART riders today. What are you hearing?
Good afternoon. Yes, and it's been hours now since they've had disrupted service for BART, and at times it has been very crowded here at the Hayward station. You have people over here who are waiting to hop on a bus. Say, for example, if you're trying to get to the Berryessa station, they have to hop on an AC Transit bus here. That's going to take them down south to San Jose. They're going to go to Fremont first, though, so people having to take multiple buses. Then from there, they're going to have to wait for another bus to get over to Berryessa. So naturally, people here, they're annoyed with this disruption. So what we're learning from BART within the past hour, like you mentioned earlier, there was an issue that was an act of vandalism, they believe, fiber cut near this Hayward station, preventing the trains from going out safely. So what we know is that the green and the orange lines are impacted from Hayward to Berryessa. It's not a system-wide issue, thankfully. In the meantime, bus service is running with the help of AC Transit between Hayward and Milpitas, and VTA is providing service between Hayward and Berryessa. So there's lots of people trying to get to San Jose this morning who were either calling in late or calling out for the rest of the entire day. Many people say they now know the drill. By now, they coordinate efforts to catch an Uber or a Lyft together to share that cost. But many riders telling us this morning that working class people in the Bay Area simply deserve better.
And I feel sometimes that the BART board members use the BART board as a way of climbing politically, and they're not really genuinely concerned with how BART runs, because I'm not convinced that the BART board members actually ride BART.
I'm going to be super late because I was to be there at 8 o'clock, and now I have to figure some kind of way out.
Well, so much is lost today. I lose a whole day's worth of work. Also, I work at a facility for disabled people, and no one will be there to clean. So right now, these people, they don't seem as upset as the people from earlier this morning. Early risers, they say, they wish they could get a heads up at 5 a.m. so they could maybe drive into work instead and not be caught up in the mess. Meanwhile, the people we've talked to here say they're hoping things do get resolved by the evening commute. However, we have not heard an estimated time for when that will happen, Anne.
Wow, very frustrating. The multiple buses to get to Berryessa, too. Really annoying. All right, thanks for that, Veronica, in this morning's issue. Just the latest in a string of problems for BART this year. In October, a 3-hour system-wide disruption in the Transbay Tube led to a suspension of the red and green lines and single tracking. In early September, BART saw a system-wide computer network failure during the morning commute. That major outage was triggered by overnight computer upgrades, and it shut down the entire system for hours. In August, the evening rush hour commute was interrupted by smoke in the east side of the Transbay Tube, with trains stuck inside. BART says brakes on a train overheated, but there was no active fire. And in early May, a system-wide computer and train control outage caused another complete shutdown, causing a chaotic Friday morning commute. I'll stay with KPIX for continuing coverage on the BART service outage, on air, online, and streaming on the free CBS News app.
Well, it is going to be a beautiful day out there, much different weather pattern on the way, especially compared to the last several weeks, as the storm system that did impact us yesterday at this time, it has quickly made its way off and away. It's going to be pounding Southern California, though, because this is a low pressure system, and it's acting like a gear to the atmospheric river that you can actually see just enhanced by the cloud coverage to the south of the low pressure. This is the atmospheric river. This is the low pressure. And again, this is acting like a gear and just ushering in moisture that's going to sit over Southern California and Arizona for the next at least 24 hours. For us, though, hey, it is quiet, it is clear. Let's take a closer look at the Bay Area, show you exactly what we're seeing, because really not all too much to talk about in the Bay Area, at least not a single cloud out there. But what you do notice is the Central Valley. We're looking at a lot of Thule fog right now. This fog is definitely less dense than it was early this morning, but it is going to stick around through the afternoon hours. So if you live in the Central Valley, you're planning on heading this way, it's not until about 4, 5, 6 that a lot of the cloud coverage is going to clear up, but it's not going to take long for that thick Thule fog to develop once again overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning. And the reason is because it's going to be quiet. It's going to be clear. Overnights with quiet and clear conditions after rainfall is why the dense fog is going to develop, maybe even creeping in for part of our North Bay communities and inland East Bay, waking up early tomorrow morning. I'll break down the details on what the rest of your weekend is going to look like coming up in my full forecast. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Zoe. The Thanksgiving travel rush is already underway with record numbers taking to the skies at SFO. Officials expect about 6.3 million passengers over the holiday period from Thanksgiving through New Year's Day. Oakland International projecting almost 250,000 between today and just November 30th. And at San Jose Mineta, the period between today and December 1st expected to see an average of 16,300 passengers per day.
So I came here tonight, Jimmy, to tell you and your audience that I'm running to be the next governor of California.
There it is. It's official. Bay Area Congressman Eric Swalwell is running for California governor. He announced his candidacy last night on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Swalwell is a longtime foe of President Trump. He led the second impeachment case against him in 2021. He has represented the East Bay in Congress for more than a decade. Swalwell says his priorities are fighting back against Trump, making California more affordable, and protecting immigrant communities. Swalwell, of course, joining an already crowded field of 11 candidates, all hoping to replace Governor Newsom, whose term comes to an end at the beginning of 2027. San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie is working to appoint a new Sunset District supervisor after the abrupt resignation of his first pick, Bea Alcarez. The mayor is considering 5 candidates to replace her. She resigned on November 13th after just 1 week on the job because some controversy came out over the 29-year-old's business practices as a former pet store owner that led to her to step down. According to the Chronicle, the list of potential replacements include hardware store owner Albert Chow, Asian Art Commissioner Tiffany Deng, City Hall aide Natalie G., former California Academy of Sciences executive Ike Kwan, and community college trustee Alan Wong. Soccer stars have come to San Jose. PayPal Park is hosting the National Women's Soccer League Championship this weekend, and our Kelsey Thorin spoke with some of the players before tomorrow's big game.
The first in a string of major sporting events coming to the Bay kicks off this weekend. The NWSL Championship game between the Washington Spirit and Gotham FC will be at PayPal Park Saturday.
It was really clear to us that it would be celebrated and welcomed, particularly when we spoke to the city of San Jose, the mayor, the San Jose Sports Authority, and all the support we've gotten from the local community has really been unmatched. We also were extremely excited about the idea that we could be the first of the trifecta of major events that are coming to the Bay Area.
That trifecta is made up of this weekend's match, next year's Super Bowl, and several 2026 World Cup matches. To kick off the festivities, players from both teams playing in the championship spent the day chatting with media from around the world. The big storyline going into this game is the rivalry between these top 2 teams and the player that has become the face of the league, Washington Spirit forward Trinity Rodman.
We're obviously super pumped to be in the final again, back-to-back years, which is obviously super exciting in itself. But we're just focused on us and hopefully being able to take it home to DC.
Rodman has become known not only for her skills on the field, but also for her creative goal celebrations and her signature hair. She told me she's already got a hair appointment booked for Friday, but when it comes to what color she's going with, well, fans will just have to wait and see.
Any hint on the color? No, not this time.
Close to the vest, yeah.
Yeah.
Officials say the match is close to sold out. And while our hometown team, Bay FC, is not competing, the team's owners are still excited to be able to show off all the Bay has to offer on such a big platform. They also expect this match will be just the first of many NWSL Championship matches to be played here in the Bay.
We're ready to host big things. We did it up at Oracle Park in San Francisco, and we're ready and prepared and ambitious for moments like this.
As we mentioned, you can watch the NWSL Championship game on KPIX. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4:30. Well, still ahead, we're going to show you how a local bakery is stepping up for families during the holidays. Well, there is a local bakery stepping up in a big way to help the food bank of Monterey County ahead of the holidays. Veronica Macias shows us how.
If it's Saturday morning, this is where to find Paul Wainscoat at Pavel's Bakery in Pacific Grove. There's a line out the door, and after years in business, they're now only open 1 day a week.
It can get really busy, especially around holidays.
Prices for ingredients have gone up, so he's raised some things by $1. Yet for people who are stretching every dollar they have, there's the free ciabatta.
What we're doing here, we just put it by the window. You don't have to show your identification or anything. If you need a loaf of bread, come by and take it. And it's catching on. I know a couple of bakeries are starting to do it as well, which is great.
His generosity also catching on with customers.
Really, the cost of this is labor, and my wife and I do all the labor.
One cinnamon roll, one bear claw.
And then we have customers that are giving us money to put towards it. So that goes to the food bank.
It's cash only here, no credit cards for the giant pastries. If you come up short, don't worry. His policy is to pay the next time around. Some who don't make it back, remaining honest, even mailing in checks.
I'm proud. I appreciate the flexibility and the kindness and the understanding that this place does implement.
Most of all, it's providing support for those who were furloughed and lost SNAP benefits.
What's really sad is that we've accepted that people can live without a home, but they can't live without food. So we still have that power.
That power, he says, like his bread, will expand the more people decide to do something and help.
And if you want to support our Food for Bay Area Families initiative, scan the QR code there on your screen. There you'll be able to donate money or your time to food banks across the Bay Area. Just head to kpix.com/give. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about a community birthday surprise for a bedridden neighbor. It's pretty amazing. Now to a sweet surprise moment in Sacramento. A son surprising his mother with a birthday gift to remind her of her own childhood. Judy Gordy grew up riding horses in the summer on her uncle's farm. But at 83, just getting out of bed has been a challenge for her. So her son Ryan put out a call on social media trying to find somebody with a horse who could bring the horse outside of her home. And look, it happened. Delaney Borland found out about this wish, loaded up her retired racehorse Apollo, and drove from Davis to grant the wish.
It's an honor to do. I am so glad that we could, make her smile like that. When I saw that post, I thought, when I am elderly and when my mobility is limited, I really hope that there's somebody who's willing to make this happen for me.
Well, Ryan says it is the happiest that he's seen his mom in a very long time, all from this birthday wish that became a community-led surprise. What a thrill for her. That is it for the afternoon edition this Friday. Remember, we are streaming 24/7 on the free CBS News app. Just download the app, choose live, and then choose CBS News Bay Area. Our next newscast coming up at 5 o'clock, and we'll be giving you updates all afternoon, including the latest on the BART system outage. Have a good one.